Hey chart guys, I'm Chris Brown. I was going to make a video today about my scanning process, and then this stood out to me drastically and is too difficult to explain to a friend via text, so I wanted to take some time to explain it, at least to my understanding, from what I'm seeing and what I'm guessing, my narrative on it. So here, this is bar chart, the most active options for the day. XOM is showing 2.1 million contracts traded today, which is absurd because stock didn't move. It moved not even 1%. But it was the volume leader. Tesla was down 12%, and it had 1.2 million done in volume for options contract. It's very strange and peculiar when XOM doesn't move at all. There's 2.1 to almost 2.2 million done in volume. This is saying it's 98% in call volume, lots and lots of positive call flow. So this is what XOM looks like. It's a pretty bullish chart if you go out to the monthly. So sorry, a relatively bullish shape there. Just to look at crude oil futures so everybody is understanding what's happening here. It looks like we are in a range. Hopefully charging near the highs, wanting to break resistance here. Got an alert set for when that happens. So I pulled up at XOM on today's price action. This is XOM, the 1 minute chart for today. There's nothing happened today. Let's see. Here's my volume down here at the bottom. There's no standout volume in the middle of the day. 10:02. There's nothing here that the volume average for the past 30 days is 89%. So there's nothing special. This is Tastyworks. This is this week's option chain. There's some in the money. There's 20,000 in the money, 65. So this is a volume here for the $65 calls. So there's 20,000, almost 20 and a half thousand in volume done today for those calls. That's a lot because they're like $1 a piece or so. If I right click this and hit view option and chart, it pulls up a chart of this option contract. It charts this contract's price. There's no volume done here for any of these except for this one bar at 1242 had a ton of volume. 13,000 contracts got pushed through. That's a lot. That's weird. 1,000, that's 750 done. That's they're gonna cost $490 a piece, so those aren't cheap. It's weird to see there's 4,000 contracts here. I'm pointing at the value here in the middle, the purple. 325. They're not cheap for these contracts. You go out to monthlies, so the longer term players are looking to hit the monthlies because it gets them more exposure, more premium. This is weird to see a in the money 55 in the money by 11 points, 114,000. They just hit it for 51,000 contracts for 1080. I think this is an OTC transaction, over the phone transaction done between two different parties, players, whatever, a firm and a bank, what have you. Firm says, I want to acquire $120 million in the money Exxon Mobil options premium, and you're going to execute for me. And the firm says, yeah, we'll do it for you at this price. And then they go and they get a fill, and that fill prints, and it hits the tape sometime eventually. And then I look at the data at the end of the day, and the weird stuff stands out to me, which is what's happening right now. This is 51,000 contracts pushed through in 1 minute. Obviously, there's no volume, there's no bots here, there's no spread being done. This is a firm just pushing through. Yeah, there was a trade done at this price. And if so, 8,500, 13,000, 51,000, 8,000, 3,000, 5,000, 1,700. This is volume. These are 2-minute bars, by the way. So that's a lot of volume. It's $120 million for this. in principal. I don't know the premium on that trade, but that's a lot of money in principal. They obviously are on margin, but here the 57.5s got hit with some. Maybe they sold a spread here, but that's 21,000. You have the 60s got hit with 33,000, 8,000. So that's a lot. This is weird. This doesn't happen. I don't see this. 64. So if you go to the 65, this is what a somewhat liquid option contract price should look like for the day. You have actual prints, you have actual candles. The 66 is out the money or was out the money. You have a bit more flow, and that's more like natural price action. If you go look at, like, this is an NVIDIA option chain today this did 10,000. You see how this is an actual chart that you can read, and all this stuff here on XOM Mobile is just huge prints coming through. Not those ones, these ones. So I thought that was super weird and peculiar and strange and odd to me. I haven't looked through any other of these 99 charts, but XOM Mobile at number 1 is a huge standout for me. The way I am going to watch it and I am going to play it is I am going to be mindful of this massive candle up here, set an alert for when it's breaking, but more importantly than that, I want to know for when they push money into this and push it higher, because like I said, the trades that happened today were over the counter. They were done, I don't know, some parties, it doesn't matter, but they didn't affect the price. What does matter, what is interesting, is that there was 2.1 million, 2.2 million contracts done today. It costs money to put trades on it. There's volume done here for a reason. There's 10 days left on these calls, so maybe we have oil wars coming, or maybe our earnings right now, dividends. Maybe that's it. That's it.